Very good.
All right. All right, folks, so it's 7 o'clock, so just wanted to at least call it's the zoning board of appeals meeting for Thursday, December 12th. To order, and then we will release the agenda today, but first thing on the agenda is the approval of the November 14th 2024 minutes. Looks like everyone's had a chance to see those. They're sent out. Anyone, any changes, comments, or feedback on that?
I move to be accepted.
Second. All in favor on that?
Aye.
All right. So I guess the application today is for the bulk area variance. Like to at least all the applicant forward. So thanks for doing that. And I guess as you start, you just state your name when you do that, and then I guess can we have a motion to open the public hearing for that?
So moved.
Second. I'll waive the reading of the public notice since it was published in the Sentinel. But I'll let you kind of describe the project that you're looking to achieve, and then probably have some questions.
Okay, great, thanks. My name is Tim Bolt, I'm with Lincoln 67 Bridge Trail and Camp Falls over. The project that we're looking to do is to add a attached garage directly at the end of our driveway. Presently, there's some equipment that would be nice to kind of have covered and also kind of hidden from the road. And that was able to be found here that things add up, the clutter gets more, kind of the driving point. With all the stuff that the garage that we have is just, you know, part of that stuff. So, so really that is just kind of triggered the very garage. So I had contacted an architect, Paul Marvito, who's here with me today, but to start working on that design, and then during that process, we realized how close the driveway was actually to the property line, and that it's an area variance for the approval of that, in particular, in order to hide where the pool is, so that it's not visible to people walk by aesthetics. I got a call yesterday from Corey Gates, who also expressed some concern from Mr. Borky that they notifying us that there was a potential issue with just the amount of space that we use, so like the lot use, and that the current what I had presented, which is preliminary design, would require an additional area variance to exceed the lot coverage for accessory structures. So I had asked to just proceed with this hearing anyways, because one of the ideas that I had been discussing with Mr. Warby, or excuse me, with Mr. Barbito, was the idea of connecting that garage anyways to the current house with a roof that would kind of cover that. And I don't know that it was resolved, but in speaking with Mr. Gates, that might make it a non-issue if we had that. So the size setback issue in particular was kind of constructability for me. If we didn't get that, I probably wouldn't proceed with it at all. And yet we think at least if I know the answer to this, that will allow me to either just say, you know, scrap it, or we can start talking to site contractors like that to get it like that. So that's really why we're here today. And I can't promise you won't see me in a month from now, but I promise I would. Granted, I'm not going to show up tomorrow. They figure out and get a permit for what you saw on these designs. I'm not sure. I can certainly walk through it, but I don't know if you looked at it or if you have particular questions. There was one of the possibilities, I guess, would be to go up and have a 2-story garage instead. I think from our perspective, at least, what we were part of the reason we had hired Mr. Marvito was to have the garage itself look in line with the house and in the neighborhood. And what we didn't want was to have some behemoth structure that was just like, oh my goodness, there's a huge garage, there's kind of be that type of thing, so, really what, in general, the design that you see there was kind of a mimicked, like mirror version of what the current garage is attached. It's kind of, that was certainly not initially what I was thinking, but once I kind of saw it, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, it's exactly keeping with our house. I don't think there's anybody else on my street, except at the very end with very large structures of that.
Thank you. Yes,
Is this a just general, I ask it to everybody, but is this something you discussed with your neighbor?
Yeah.
Because like it's gonna be right
Yes.
down the line.
I did, yeah, so, he's aware of it, I sent him kind of the, I gave him one of the documents that you have here, and then I showed him the picture generally of what it's gonna look like. It was mostly the text message, they've not been in town a lot, the kind of out, so it's response, that was awesome. If you need anything, like have to support you, would like let me know. I think they will be happy with it because it'll give them some added privacy right now because of just the way that the properties sit from my living room. If you're on his deck, you can like, they're like, it's just one of those like, hey, like, watch me.
they're also a little bit elevated from your.
They are,
Yeah,
yep.
for yours too, so.
Yeah, so they were very supportive of it, the people across the street, in general, with, just the walkers and stuff like that, everybody. They were excited. Now we look at that.
Tim, I did have a question. So as I looked at the neighborhood in general, it looks like the majority of your neighbors do have a garage that is connected, that's like a third bay or a fourth bay. So hearing that you guys are considering that, I think it is also more in tune with the actual neighborhood too. Just it's a
Yeah,
congruent of the rest of the actual neighborhood.
Yeah.
So. That was really one of my only questions. It's just if you guys considered that, because.
yeah, we had, and some of it was just, it was logistics, it was just kind of, yeah, we just had to make that, once we realized we needed the area variance with side setback, then let's just stop and figure this out, and then kind of that, but it didn't make sense from my perspective, thing hourly to figure that piece out when we didn't know.
All of that hedgerow is in your neighbor's property, the buffer,
Yes.
they plan on leaving that. In the summertime, it's a pretty good buffer.
It is, yeah, yeah. We have lost trees over the years, just to, I think some of them were like the ash, those died, and then, maybe. 2019 or something, we actually got hit with one of those little microbursts, and it ripped a lot of it just smaller, just straight up, so that has taken some of that out, and then there was another tree that was kind of there that it looked like a villain out of the Harry Potter movie that was just so ugly, and that kind of came out too, so we have planted some ornamental cherry trees in the getting sure that had grown that there, I think.
From this field.
Yeah.
And when you do build, you're gonna match siding as per the drawings, siding roofing on the home.
Yeah, yep. So we have done, there's like a kind of faux kind of brick type thing we found and, it looked. We like a lot of our house and gold would be the matching bunch of that, the garage, but, it's pretty expensive, so there's the cost, but certainly on the base of it and, down. I would kind of work with an aesthetic,
Right.
but certainly the whole face, and then it would be great to have it go down with two sides, and then if you mix some of the white, normal, just
Final.
vinyl down, probably have something, still looks very similar to the house.
I think just note that your neighbor is also their closest proximity to your lot from that that side is also well over 100.
It is
Away,
very-
it's a significant distance away,
Yeah,
so the look and feel, I think it's still something very good.
yeah, he's very far, it's very far away.
When you, it looks like the pool equipment is already, well, you have to. The pool equipment is already in place where it will stay.
So, yeah, the pool equipment is in place where it would stay and all it kind of notched out. And so the pool company basically just pick it up, move it off. That little bit of the foundation there, and then construct it there.
Questions?
We'll have, you're gonna have to come back to get the building approved.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, that's gonna be the opportunity to ask questions about the structure.
Right, so
So
this
this
is
is just,
the sides on the sides,
Yeah,
may see, may not see.
well, so yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I kind of look at Corey and, I mean, that would be I think. If Paul has a hard time making it look aesthetically pleasing to make that kind of root connection, or if it just turns out that it's just a lot of money, that would certainly be sort of like that here for a second area. But, a lot, yeah.
From anyone online?
Nope.
Um, Motion to close the public hearing.
Will the driveway have to be extended or adapted in any way?
I hope not. It's crossed my mind that not only extended, but where it's so currently the basketball hoop. There, the basketball hoop is, it's deep, it's just, inches deeper than where that driveway is, so. I think
Might just be repaired from the overdig,
Right.
to get the foundation in, and maybe just a concrete skirt, or perhaps a little asphalt, or just to repair it. So just right at the edge.
What was that?
Probably only like a foot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was
Yeah.
kind of anticipating, but I was hoping I don't like rip my own driveway out.
So you won't have to do another variance to bring the driveway over.
No, it would be, so from the road, it's gonna just drive straight back and in from Paul's, one of the things we were working with was to make sure that there's, like, you can make that turn, kind of, there's enough room there, so it's a pretty current walkway right off of the garage and back to the pool. And so I think right now we've got about 9 feet of space that would make the feel of it aesthetically comfortable, and that would keep that, and it also gives that turn, so. No. Got it.
the connection, if it was to be a connected thing, this is an enclosed passage between structures.
Oh, we haven't gotten it far, I think, off the top of my head, I don't think it would be, I wouldn't envision it to be enclosed, but. I think it would really, currently there's a, where the current garage is where you walk out, there's a door off the back side of that. I, if you're having covered where you come out and then just make it, and if we did that, I'd probably change where the side doors, I think right now, like the side door on the side, one side, you might put that, so they can just walk straight across. Hard to see.
Thank you very much for coming out. So I guess, do we want to discuss this further or? I guess. Act. Or on that.
Motion to close the public.
Second. All in favor? So, yes. Want to take action on this one this evening? Any other considerations we want to make on it? Does anyone have a proposal for, just, I guess, a determination? Take that motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a second? Almost second. So I will, I'll read through the determination as we, with that motion in a second, and then we can discuss the attributes of that as we go through. Okay. All right, so Ted Drivers moved, second by Tom Voorhees, that the area variance requested by Tim and Melissa Bolt for their property located at 67 Hidden Ridge Trail, Honeywood Falls, New York, 14472. Tax ID number 221 .02-1-45, zone RA1, to construct a detached garage that is within the 20-foot side setback. The motion is granted based on the following. Whereas the above property owner appeared before the zoning board of appeals at the public hearing on the application on December 12, 2024. And whereas the town amended zoning code section 260-106 provides that a side yard setback in the RA1 zoning district shall be at least 20 feet. And whereas a portion of the proposed attached garage will be 10 feet from the western side property line. Whereas the application was sent to zoning board of appeals, attorney, the town code enforcement officer review. And whereas this application was sent to the Monroe County Planning Board for review pursuant to General Municipal Law 239-M. The application was returned as a local matter with comments. Whereas the zoning board of appeals held a public hearing and the public was given the opportunity to comment on the application. Whereas the ZBA has been advised by the town code enforcement officer that the addition of the proposed attached garage, 743 square feet, to the lot coverage of existing accessory structures will exceed the 2% total lot coverage limit for accessory structures in town code section 260-8C3, because they're an existing gazebo of 144 square feet and a swimming pool at 648 square feet, subtotaling 792 square feet and totaling 1,535 square feet with the proposed garage to be included, or 1,333 square feet of accessory lot coverage is permitted. Now therefore be it resolved that the application constitutes a type 2 action under SECRA and no further environmental review is required. And be it further resolved that the zoning board of appeals has weighed the effects of the requested variance against the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood and community, and hereby the motion is grants that the application based on the following findings. And we will go through the 5 questions of the tax. The requested benefit can or cannot be achieved by other feasible means because. I have a input on that.
I don't think you can build the exact same structure, but you could move it 10 foot over into a single, and or build it offset from the edge of the driveway. That's all. Yeah. Can't be.
I would agree with Ken, because it could be. Attached to the movie. The request is or is not substantial because.
It's substantial. He's looking for 77. Glass half full, glass half empty.
The request will or will not have an undesirable change in the neighborhood.
Will not.
And because.
It's offset from the road. Yeah.
Other houses.
It's existing.
And it's gonna match the aesthetic.
The request will or will not have an adverse effect on the physical and or environmental conditions of the neighborhood.
It doesn't look like it's gonna pose a drainage issue, just where it's located.
Will not. And the difficulty is or is not self-created.
Is, he
Is.
wants to build
Yeah.
something. Not that, but like, yeah, requesting a variance.
All right, and then do we have any other conditions that we wanted to discuss that was listed as a on the entry part of? We discussed it earlier about the 2%. Did we want to include the
Include the roofing and siding, and then existing dwelling, as close as possible.
and that would be the limitation exists today for the 541 square feet?
Right.
So I'll just read that in total, which is, and be it further resolved that this approval is conditioned upon the following: proposed garage be limited to 541 square feet in total coverage, so as not to exceed the aforementioned 2% lot limit, unless and until the applicant obtains an area variance for exceeding that lot coverage limit for accessory structures. The structure shall also match the existing roof and siding materials. So we'll do a roll call vote on that. So I guess all in favor of the resolution as, I guess, the determination as read? Aye. Any opposed? So, because our board attorney isn't present, we'll get some of the feedback items back to him, and then we'll have to go through just the approval process with him, but we'll continue to be able to work with Cory. Okay, we're gonna have that for you. Okay.
But yeah, otherwise this means you've been approved.
Okay.
May I ask one question informally or?
Yeah.
So as far as with the verbiage on the 541 square foot, that's if I don't need to have the garage, or sorry, if I don't put the roof, I don't attach it.
That's a freestanding accessory.
Yeah, that's free, yep, yeah. So if I were to connect it, then it's a separate.
It's an addition.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, so, looking at is there any other general discussion as it relates to tonight?
Yeah, actually, I do have a question. When we get down to the conditions and stuff, if in the case of they're gonna attach it, we're allowed to make stipulations as far as like if it's gonna be a beam, that it's something that's presentable. You know, it's not just this pressure treat, okay.
No.
Okay.
It's up forward.
It's up to Gordon.
From an upcoming meeting, it looks like the 26th at this point is canceled. Do we have any other dates for
Nope.
the items in January?
Nope, as of right now, there's no other applications.
Awesome. In that case, do we have a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Happy holidays.
What are Christmas? Steve should be here for this one. He's up.
I know.
A little, I think it was picking up.
Oh, wait a minute.
Thank you guys for all you do.